How's it going, everybody? I'm the BTC Reaper, and my goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading, whether price is going up or down. Super Mario game is loaded with crypto malware that can steal your coins. So don't be trying to download this game. Malware that can hijack the user's crypto wallets and even install crypto mining software has been found on a legitimate installer for the fan game Super Mario 3 Mario Forever, also known as Super Mario Forever. So this is pretty terrible, as it was an official launcher, so it wasn't like just some random person, but this is a third-party game. It's not an official Nintendo game, so that would be one red flag. The game's installer also installed the XMR miner, which runs a Monero cryptocurrency miner in the background. This game also leads to a download of the Umbral Stealer, which steals all your information on your computer, and which is also able to steal your crypto. So it can snag passwords, private information, webcam images, and crypto wallet information. So if you have this game, get it off, completely scrub your system, and get rid of it. Bitcoin ETF, Kathy Wood says ARK Invest is first in line. So she says 21 shares, ARK and POB are first in line because their next SEC decision date is 8/13/23. And we don't yet have a date for another 19B4 applications like the one from BlackRock, which is the ETF application. So I guess we'll find out on my birthday if ARK Invest gets their ETF before everyone else. Swiss authorities freeze 26 million worth of Kwon Terraform Labs crypto assets. These assets were stored in the Swiss bank-based digital asset bank Signum, I believe you say. Sorry. Swiss authorities followed requests from the U.S. federal prosecutors from the New York and SEC. So the U.S. has told Swiss authorities to lock these assets from Kwon and Terra, so we could see them get prosecuted. Bitcoin miner Hut 8 borrows 50 million from Coinbase for treasury management strategy. So it said it'll use the proceeds from the loan for general corporate purposes. This is most likely for their ongoing merger. It said the credit facility gives us additional financial flexibility, and they said at the same time it ensures that they can maintain their dynamic Bitcoin treasury management strategy going into the halving. So basically what they're looking for is these loans, which is 3 different parts. We'll get into that. But the 3 parts will allow them to not have to sell their Bitcoin and maintain their operation costs before the halving, so they don't have to sell before the supply and demand changes for Bitcoin. The facility provides a 50 million term loan that is expected to be funded shortly after closing the agreement. There is an option for an additional 20 million delayed draw to be added between 1 and 2 months after the closing of the deal. And there will be a third 15 million delayed draw term loan, which could be provided within 15 days of the completed previously announced merger with Hut 8 and US Data Mining Group, or US Bitcoin Corp. They said they have one of the largest self-coin mine stacks of any publicly traded company, and this credit facility allows them to maintain their HODL strategy while giving them financial flexibility. So our total market cap is taking a little bit of a dip right now, so we are seeing some bearishness. Stochastic's starting to slide, RSI is starting to slide and start to curl down. Momentum's starting to curl down. Our VWAP is coming down, money flow is starting to come down, so overall we're a little more bearish than bullish. Over on the daily, we do have a little green candle, but we did not make a bullish engulfing candle, so I would still watch out for a red candle to form, and we see some further downside. Just be cautionary. Stochastic is starting to fall, RSI is overall getting lower highs, momentum is coming down, money flow is overall coming out, and our VWAP is in the bearish territory and heading down, so we are more bearish leaning than bullish. Over on our Bitcoin futures, we are kind of cooling off a little. Today we closed a red candle. We did kind of try to push down to this SMA on our market cipher A, but we weren't able to break through it. Gonna get rid of all that text. Stochastic is starting to fall, RSI is starting to fall, momentum's starting to fall, VWAP is starting to fall, money flow is riding just under that neutral zone, so the money flow is in somewhat of a bearish territory and rejecting away from the bullish trend. Over on the 4 hour, our RSI is making lower highs, momentum's still coming down, stochastic's beat down, money flow is struggling to go anywhere, so we're not getting really any new highs, but we're really not falling either. The money's pretty stagnant. Our VWAP is getting lower lows, so our medium term is slightly starting to come out. Over on the 2 hour, our RSI is sliding overall. Momentum is starting to fall. We are in the bearish territory, but we look like we could try to curl here. Our VWAP is trying to come up for a rebound and a retest of the neutral, but starting to curl away, so we could flatten out and come back down. Stochastic is pretty beat down. RSI is coming down, so overall we're kind of indecisive. This could be a descending triangle here, so that could push us lower, possibly to around this 29.2 area. Over on Bitcoin, we're just kind of arching away, so kind of a little sloppier than our futures. Again, if you want more analysis on these other things, say something in the comments and we'll start doing that. RSI is starting to fall, Stochastic's starting to fall with it. RSI and Stochastic have red dots that are bringing us down. Momentum has a red dot, so we have that double red dot. Momentum's starting to curl. Our money flow is breaking into the red, so money flow is starting a bearish trend here. We did reject away from a support level. We broke it, didn't manage to make it resistant, or broke resistance, didn't make it support, sorry. And we are currently on our way to this value area high of our volume profile, which could be our next support area. If we do break through this, then we could see a fall to our point of control, where we have this higher volume area right around exactly where this point of control is. So if we don't bounce off that, which we likely could get a short-term bounce and then maybe a rejection, then it would be likely we continue downward as we are within this descending channel, or ascending channel, which is a descending pattern because it'll break us down. We didn't quite get a third touch yet, but that doesn't mean we won't break down if we do touch the bottom, so just keep that in mind. Over on the 2 hour, our stochastic does have a bullish cross possibly, so we'll have to see if that can carry some weight and bring our RSI up. Our money flow is riding that neutral zone, so it wants to flip back bullish, but it's currently a little bearish. VWAP is in the bearish territory, but trying to break through that neutral, so again we're trying to flip back bullish. And our momentum looks like we could try to curl here, so the 2 hours a little hopeful. We could try to come back up, hit this resistance area. If we break through very strongly with good money flow, we could see continued move up. Over on the 1 hour, our money flow has maintained bearish momentum. We did kind of peak bullish, but we fell flat. Our stochastic is falling. It's right around that 26, so we're riding just under that neutral level, so we do have bearish control. Not very much bearish control, but the favor is in the hands of the bears. Our RSI is kind of starting to weaken. Momentum does want to get a green dot to try and push us up, so we do have that going for us. But the money flow and VWAP do look a little weak, so just keep an eye on them. Stochastic does have a bullish cross that wants to push us forward, but that RSI looks very weak, like it doesn't want to go anywhere. So over on graph, on the daily, we are kind of getting a little bit of a cool down here. Stochastic is getting a bit of a break. RSI is starting to fall. Momentum's coming down. Our VWAP is coming down. Money flow is rejecting away from neutral. So we're pretty bearish looking, especially with that reversal arrow. We're kind of confirming it here with a red candle. So we could see some further downside, test the support, and if we break this, we could test this region again. Over on the 4 hour, our RSI is overall heading down. Stochastic's heading down. Momentum did break to the bearish side and is heading down. VWAP is heading down pretty aggressively, and our money flow is overall curling out and heading toward the bear neutral zone at least, which could flip into bearish territory. Over on the 2 hour, our RSI is trying to press higher, but we keep getting lower highs. So we are trying to get that curl, but we're struggling to go anywhere. Stochastic is overall falling. We might get a bullish cross that could help push us forward, but we're going to have to watch it. Our momentum is overall falling pretty sharply, so we are a little more bearish leaning than bullish. Our money flow is overall falling down, so money flow is not the best looking either. If we do start to curl up, that would be a positive sign for us. Over on the 1 hour, our money flow is trying to make a bit of a recovery here, so we were coming down, but we are trying to sustain around this 14 zone, which is a decent support resistance area. We'll have to see if we break through or not. If we kind of curl away, we could see some further downside. RSI is overall starting to slip, stochastic's in the bearish territory. Our momentum is in the bearish territory, but if you look, it looks like it wants to get a green dot, so we may try to push a little higher. So we might get a little bit of a relief rally and then maybe some more downside. Over on Anchor for the daily, we did get a little bit of a drop here too. We are pretty much testing that value area low on our volume profile, so watch out if we start to keep breaking, as then we could set new lows, especially if we break through this channel. Stochastic is starting to push away, RSI is starting to push away, momentum's starting to curl out, VWAP's starting to curl away, and our money flow is starting to reject away from that neutral zone. So overall, all our indicators are more bearish leaning than bullish. Over on the 4 hour, RSI is sharply declining. Stochastic's pretty beat down, has not very much more room to go. Money flow is struggling to keep any bullish momentum as we're just inching our way out. Our VWAP is starting to come down, so that could bring our momentum down. So overall, I'd say we're more bearish leaning than bullish on this 4 hour. Over on the 2 hour here, we are getting lower highs on price and lower lows, so we are starting a descending channel. That is somewhat good, as that could press us higher, but it could be a short-term pump, as a down channel is an ascending pattern, just counter to Bitcoin's ascending channel that's a descending pattern. Our RSI is overall falling, stochastic is starting to fall, money flow is starting to break into the red, VWAP is in the bearish territory, momentum's coming down, so overall we're a little more bearish leaning here on the 2 hour than the 4 hour, and our money flow did confirm across the 2 hour, so we could be in for some more downside. Over on the 1 hour, money flow is pretty sharp in the red, so we're pretty beat down here. VWAP is trying to recover with higher lows and trying to press through that neutral zone, so that would be hopeful for our momentum to kind of recover up, as our momentum looks like it wants a green dot. Our stochastic's trying to cross with a bullish cross and wants to press forward. That could help push our RSI up, but it's going to need to get above that 30 zone first, as that RSI is just slipping and has no strength and is getting pretty close to that 30 neutral area as well. So we could give everything to the bear soon if we're not careful. Over on XRP, soon you wanted to deal with these ads, the bank decided to freeze my stuff, so gotta talk to them. Gotta love controlled finances, they know what's best for us. Our RSI is starting to fall, stochastic's starting to fall, money flow is starting to fall, VWAP is rejecting away in the bearish territory, our momentum is coming down, so overall we're a little more bearish leaning here on the daily for XRP than we are bullish. We are kind of curling away, not quite like a head and shoulders or inverse head and shoulders or anything, so just kind of sloppily curling away. This could be somewhat of a top area, kind of like how here we just curled away. RSI is falling, stochastic's overall falling. This is on the 4 hour. Momentum is trying to get a little bit of a curl, but rejected away pretty sharply. So momentum wants to go bullish, but it did get a little more bearish downswing. Our stochastic is very tight, doesn't know if it wants to go bullish or bearish. Our money flow is getting close to that neutral line. We want to break bearish. We did test once, kind of came back up after it. We did bounce a couple more times. So we could see a bounce or a break if we do come back toward that neutral area. So overall, I'd say the 4 hour is more bearish leaning than bullish. Over on the 2 hour, we are kind of making like a flag here, so that's not good as we drop, so that would be a bear flag. RSI is trying to press forward. Stochastic looks like it wants to make a bullish cross. Our money flow is struggling to go anywhere. VWAP looks like it could start to round away, so I'd be careful. Our momentum wave wants to make a double green dot, so we'll have to see if that can push forward. So if that VWAP crosses bullish, that could happen. However, if the VWAP rolls over, we could see a red dot follow suit. Over on the 1 hour, stochastic is pressing pretty strong. RSI is trying to ride it, so we are doing pretty decent there. Money flow keeps bouncing off the neutral, but we are attempting to break through again. So all these touches are really weakening this zone and showing that money is starting to come out of these assets. Our momentum wants to get a green dot and press forward. We do have a kind of sharp increase here, so we want to press forward. VWAP's trying to come up pretty sharply. Looks pretty decent, but we are getting some bearish momentum here, so we could get a little bit of a sell-off here if we're not careful. Finally, last but not least, Algo on the daily is heading down toward the bottom of the channel, like we said. Stochastic's starting to fall away, RSI's starting to fall away. Our momentum is starting to curl out. VWAP's getting close to that neutral zone. Our money flow is rejecting away from the neutral zone, so we are going a little more bearish on everything than bullish. We have that reversal arrow with the red candle, so that setup's not in our favor either. RSI is overall slipping, money flow's coming out, momentum's coming down, stochastic's coming down, VWAP is trying to make higher highs, but we are in the bearish territory, so as long as we're bearish, our momentum will be bearish as well. Over on the 2 hour, our stochastic wants to get a bullish cross, but we are in the bearish territory. Our RSI is overall slipping, VWAP's kind of just riding under that neutral zone. Our money flow is overall starting to inch its way out, and our momentum's coming down. Wanted to curl, but is kind of inching its way down further. Finally, on the 1 hour, our RSI is overall losing its strength, stochastic's losing its strength, money flow overall is coming out. It did make a bounce off the neutral, but we are getting close to it again. VWAP is in the bearish territory. We did get a green dot that wanted to push with a bullish divergence, but that VWAP maintained bearish, and we got a red dot on our momentum that pulled us down. Our momentum's still in the bearish territory, so we're not very good. So just keep an eye out, as we look like we could be up, set up for maybe a little bit of a recovery and then a drop on some of these coins. If you want to hear any more, we do have an upcoming Discord, so please drop a comment, like this video. Thanks for watching, have a great night.